Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another Stratego video. This one is going to be, um, I, I guess like a series of how to beat like bronze players. So I'm on this account and I'm gonna see how well I can do against like just like low level players. I blurred the name just because I don't want you guys like knowing my account's name. Yeah, I also blocked out the bottom because that's like another way you can find out the name. So yeah, this is just gonna be like a video on how to beat like those very low level opponents, and then as I get higher up, um, I'll like explain how to beat like higher level people. So right off the bat, low level players tend to bring out their high pieces. But so let's say if you reveal a major, they'll tend to bring out like something better than a major like instantly. So you always want to have like scouts ready for that, but you don't want to like waste your scouts either. So also, I've noticed that low level players tend to like use all their scouts really quick. So I'm gonna take that on the right, and the reason being is because it was guarded by a lieutenant, so I didn't think it was like captain or a major or anything like that. Yeah, and as you can see, another quick scout use. That's not a very good use of a scout because people don't typically put their pieces that could be like bad to scout, like general, marshal, spy, etc. in things that aren't behind a lake. Yeah, as you can see, it's wasted another scout. People generally put them in those 16 squares that are covered by the lakes. Of course, my general's not in those squares, and neither is my marshal. But yeah, also people don't tend to like just make their high pieces easily scoutable. So yeah, you don't really want to like waste your scouts in the beginning, and you always want to be patient. Like you don't want to rush down with like your marshal or something. Like there's just no reason to do that unless you like have like a very good reason to do so. So I'm trying to get him to scout like some of my pieces. He moves in there, so I probably should take because moving in between other pieces, it's probably not that good. So I just attack that scout with my sergeant because sergeants are expendable. It doesn't really matter if you like attack a scout or something with them. So I know that this sergeant's gonna it's gonna get it's gonna die. So I just want to see if I can get info. So it looks like we trade sergeants who are just totally fine with me. So I want to scout that because bronze players often bring down their high pieces. Securing my sergeant in the middle, that's fine with me because sergeants, again, they're pretty expendable. So that's a lieutenant. Yeah, we got pretty lucky there. So my lieutenant, I don't think it's known, so I probably should move that up, but that's a major. So this guy's relatively aggressive with his like mid slash high range pieces, I guess. But I can take that lieutenant on the left. I should be doing that. I guess I'm trying to two square him with this lieutenant on the right. I mean down the center to try to get him to hit it because he may not think it's defended because I was like trying to like do two square it. So that's a free lieutenant for me on the left. Now if he continues to bring that piece down, it's gonna make me think that it's either a major or it's higher up. But this guy's relatively different playstyle than a lot of bronze players because they tend to bring out their high pieces pretty quickly, and then you can scout them, and then it just makes the game really easy for you. So I'm probably gonna be yeah, I'm gonna be bluffing with scout as a high piece because like he might move the major out of the way, and I want to scout that piece that's behind his major. That's like my goal with that bluff right there. And when you're bluffing, keep in mind you always want to have a reason for it. So like if you bluff but it doesn't serve a purpose, then there's no point to do it. It's like for example a spy bluff. You might need that to like to get like a marshal with your real spy instead of because you might have your opponent believing that your spy is somewhere else. So I don't think so he takes that scout. That was pretty bold if you ask me. So I bring my colonel over to threaten. It looks like he's gonna take that, so I'll take it with my colonel. Also allows me to get the other scout out that is diagonal to my colonel right now, because I really think that piece that was guarding the major is either the general or the marshal. It might be the spy, but I don't think so. So as you can see, this my opponent here is a bit below 500, so yeah, I'll probably shuffle not shuffle, but like rotate my pieces, like cycle them through to get my scout out. And I'll probably bluff at something so then I can scout that piece. That's probably good. So yeah, it's coming down there. That gives me even more reason to believe it's a good piece. So since he's moving that piece with another piece, it makes me think either the piece in the front isn't very good, or the piece or it's like a general spy kind of thing. So either thing in the front is not very good, and the thing behind it is like a pretty good piece, or it's like yeah. But I think it's a general spy kind of thing because the piece was guarding a that's pretty unfortunate right there. It was guarding a major, so I don't think it will be like a bad piece. But you never know. So I'm bringing up this major to threaten the captain. The major's not known, so my opponent might think it's like not a very good piece. So if they don't go right, then I'm gonna be able to do a good thing here. So notice how I bring my scout out, and then I can move it next to that piece that's guarding the captain, and then either that piece is getting it revealed, or I'm gonna get a free captain. Like it's a win-win for me. He just makes it even easier since so now I'm guaranteed to scout it, unless of course he's like a scout that comes down to a trade. But no, he's out of scouts, so there's no way to prevent that. So I'm gonna get some good info here. I assume it could be a bluff, and if I were against a higher ranked player, it probably would be a bluff. But I'm probably gonna hit it. So looks like it is the general. So that's very good info. And now I can take that captain. Oh, that was interesting. He should not have moved that over. Maybe thought my major was the marshal. I don't know. So that makes me think the piece behind the general it could be the spy because he did move it next to this, but next to that piece. So notice how I move Colonel down there. That's for two square. That does tell him that my Colonel's not guarded. But yes, it's just for two square, which is pretty important. So here moves into my Colonel. I'm just gonna hope that he doesn't lotto it because he can get pretty good stuff by lottoing over there. That is pretty concerning. Because down here he's just looking like he's just gonna two square my Colonel. Oh wow, so he lottos the spy. I feel like that square always gets lottoed, but it's not really like the worst thing in the world. So oh that's really nice. So we got a captain with that major, and we're probably gonna find a colonel. I would imagine. Maybe the marshal. No. Okay. So we are at this point we're up two captains, down a lieutenant, and down a spy. So it's not the best situation in the world, not the worst. So yeah, I want you to take note of what I do here. So you should think what is my best possible move. So I know the general's on the right, along with the colonel. The general's the one right above the sergeant. Well, it's just check the sergeant. So yeah. So right now, so notice what I do here. So I'm gonna bring my general up, and this guy, he'll probably think it's the marshal, and that's what I want him to think because then I can like pretend to fork his pieces. Okay, that didn't work at all. Maybe he thinks it's okay. So that didn't really work how I planned, but it did work. So he moved the general next to mine, not believing it was anything good. But since you didn't think it was anything good, then you brought the colonel um next to it there. So that was weird. So I'm up a colonel at this point, which is very nice. So now I need to get my marshal out because I have a lot of vulnerable pieces. Like both my colonels have moved along with that major and three captains. So I need to trade marshals as fast as I possibly can. Also because I don't have any spies, so my opponent doesn't have to be afraid of it. So at this point, if I know that if I trade marshals, I can win the game very easily. So against lower rank players, you generally want to make them take a 50-50 chance. And if they guess wrong, then you get a good piece. Like what I did there with the general, it was a 50-50 chance. Like is it the marshal? Is it the general? Is it nothing good? And my opponent just happened to guess wrong. So at this point, I know that I'm perfectly fine with losing a captain or even a major to trade marshals. That was a bad move with the captain. Yeah, that was just not a good move on my end. Yeah, I don't know why I moved the captain over there. So now I'm not even up by that much because I'm up a colonel, up a captain, but in the end game that doesn't really matter much. So here I'm trying to I assume that's the marshal. Yeah, definitely is because they moved between three pieces. So I'm gonna go ahead and exchange. Yep. So what's the marshal? So now I'm in a very good position in this game. I just need to make sure that my major on the left, I need to make sure that I get a colonel up, so then I force a colonel exchange, and then that major is protected. So I'm guessing that's a colonel 'cause it's coming down to my pieces. My colonel there is known, so I assume it is. That was interesting. Yeah, that colonel is known. Remember, I took a major with it, and I chased it with this gen. So yeah, that was known. So yeah, so this guy is not in high rate probably because A, his memory is not the best, and B, well, he's just I don't know. Okay, that was pretty lucky for us. Maybe he forgot that I had two colonels, and B, he did guess wrong there. Okay, so he's gonna surrender. So that was a pretty nice win. So if you guys enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video.